I've kept my mouth shut for long enough, but it's getting ridiculous now. The way some people are defending young Philly like he's some saint is just weird to me. Look, innocent until proven guilty. I'm not here to crucify anyone, but the way y'all are acting like it's impossible for him to be guilty just because he's curated this online image is delulu. People have developed parasocial relationships with him, thinking they know him personally. He's not your friend. Even his closest friends, allegedly, because for all we know, they could just be business partners. I've stayed quiet about this, but y'all, the fans, are out here going to war on TikTok Live, posting non-stop, claiming the girl's lying for clout. Let me break it to you. He's not gonna suck you off, man.
Why you can't take things for face value that you hear on the media, simply because you need to know the beginning, the middle, the end, who was there, who wasn't there, how it all got started, all of this crap. Come to find out, this shorty lied on old boy. Now, I don't know what her intentions were, but the fact is, she lied. And that's why you can't listen to everything they tell you. Crazy.
Let's kick off with a big one. This isn't the first time Philly has been accused of inappropriate behavior. There have been rumors about him trying to get with a 17-year-old girl.
And to be honest, I never planned on saying anything at all. It's only because of what's come out now that I feel like I should have said something in the past, and I should say something now. 4 years ago, I spoke to a young Philly on Instagram DM. He DM'd me, and I ended up going to his flat. Him and his management, they worked very hard to manipulate me, obviously me when I was 17, and to make me feel like if I said anything, then they could ruin my life would be over, you know, it'd be awful for me, awful for my mental health. So they convinced me to stay quiet. And right now I just feel awful because I feel like, in light of what's happened to this poor woman in Australia, maybe it could have been prevented if I'd said something before. I was 17, and when it first happened, the incident, I didn't have anyone to talk to about it. I was very alone, and I was very embarrassed, and I literally didn't know what to do. I didn't want to talk about it then, and to be honest, I don't want to talk about it now. I don't want to go into details. It's embarrassing and it's horrible to relive it. However, I also don't want him to get away with this.
Legal age is actually 16 in the UK.
But no, so a 25-year-old can't be with a 16-year-old?
Yes, they can.
Yes.
A 25-year-old with a 16-year-old?
Yeah.
That can't be.
I know, bro. I agree, G. I agree. Morally, it's wrong, but the law
As
is
soon as you're 16, you're legal.
You're allowed to club.
A 25-year-old cannot be with a 16-year-old. It's illegal. And it's immoral. And it's disgusting.
16-year-old.
Biting women, insulting them, disrespecting them.
And to be fair, now this makes a lot of sense to me, because I've seen like podcast clips of him talking about how he talks to women really badly. And like, for clarification, I didn't take anything to heart. I don't want anyone to be like, oh my God, what a horrible guy. So we're like exchanging DMs back and forth. I was 20 at this point. Yeah, I was 20. And then he like finds my YouTube videos, and he's like sending me pictures of myself in my videos, like telling me he didn't like what I was wearing, or like he didn't how I looked in that.
I actually got told to humble myself once by some other like social media star.
Who was it?
I can't tell you. No, I can't tell you the tea. It was young Philly. Oh my God. Yeah, she could
humble yourself.
Yeah, he did. He was like, humble yourself. Yeah, he was like, are you Drake? Yeah, he was like, do you think you're Drake?
Yeah, but a lot of people actually think it's right though.
Now we're here.
I think it's been floating around for a while, but because he's got this happy-go-lucky vibe, people keep sweeping it under the rug. When multiple stories like this keep popping up, it's time to stop dismissing them as one-offs or rumors. Where there's smoke, there's often fire. Now, I'm not saying Philly is definitely guilty. It's possible the girl could be lying. It happens. But what annoys me is how some of y'all have already made up your mind that he couldn't be guilty without knowing any of the facts. The truth is, we don't know what happened, and blindly defending him makes no sense. There's this TikTok clip going around of a woman saying that because Philly is not married and is famous, the girl is lying. It couldn't possibly be true that he essayed the girl.
I've just heard the news about young Philly, and all I want to say is this: whether he's innocent or guilty, none of this would have happened if he had a wife. His age mate went and got married. Go and marry. All you men over the age of 27, settle down. You're going to a nightclub, you're picking up girls, you're taking them back to your hotel room. If they don't ask for money or ransom and stuff and you don't pay up, they frame you. I know someone personally who was framed in Dubai. He was doing big man, took 3 or 4 girls back to his hotel rooms. They framed him. They went downstairs to the lobby and said that he abused them when he didn't. And they asked him for $5,000. If he wasn't going to drop the $5,000, they were going to go down and do it. And he didn't drop the $5,000 and they went down and they said that he abused them. The point I'm trying to make is Philly most probably is innocent in the situation because he can get any girl. It's just my stance, especially all these thirsty girls that go to the nightclubs and stuff. He can get any of them. A little bit of clout and girls will follow him. I'm not saying he did it. I don't think he did it. But what I'm saying is this. If he had a wife and he settled down, like his Chunks friend and his Darko and all these other friends that they're in this, I don't know the names because it's way above my age grade. Settle down. Settle down. Go and find a wife. I'm not saying rush and have kids, but settle down. You guys over the age of 27, you have no business to be picking up girls. You will get framed. And the thing with image is it takes 20 years to build up your image. And it takes 20 seconds to completely obliterate it. And I just hope for his own sake that he continues to have a career after this. Settle down. Settle down.
What kind of logic is that? We've seen countless of cases where marriage didn't stop men from committing serious crimes. I don't understand how his marital status has to do with anything. Being married doesn't automatically make someone innocent, and defending Philly just because of his online persona shows how deeply some people are brainwashed and brain dead. People need to wake up to this. Just because someone has a smiley, goofy persona online doesn't mean they're incapable of wrongdoing. Social media isn't reality. The image of Philly or any other influencer is just a performance. Influencers are masters at building personas that are charming and likable, but that doesn't mean they're saints behind the scenes. I mean, look at the famous TikToker Mama Guy from South Korea who was beloved by millions for his innocent content until he was arrested for SA. Yeah, no one expected it, but that's the thing. Yeah, don't really know these people.
Nah, Philly wouldn't do that. Philly wouldn't do that. Bro, you've never met him. You don't know him from before. You don't know him from anywhere. And you're here defending him. Oh, hello? Like, if it was a case where the people close to him had come out in numbers and said, no, this isn't the Philly we know. Nah, this can't be true, blah, blah, blah. Then maybe. But have they done that? In fact, they've damn near said he's guilty. So, you that you're late to work, you're inside Amda's Bates comment section defending Philly. Come on, switch the phone off.
One more thing, stop putting these celebrities or influencers on a pedestal. You've convinced yourself that influencers are better than regular people, but guess what? Influencers and celebrities are human, and that means they can either be good or bad, just like anyone else. And I remember there was a longtime friend, I think they had beef, LV General, who once claimed that Philly stole his personality.
If you don't know I was there, then just look at what he did back then and you'll see me. It was me, man was personating, basically. So, do you get me? And I didn't mind it at the time because them man are my dogs. It doesn't matter. If you're with me, I'm going to believe that the love's there, innit? So for him to now just turn sides or decide to go a different direction, it pissed me off. Of course it did. Do you get me? Piss off anyone. Do you understand? So, yeah, man, I'm just, you know, I need to talk more about it because people think I'm trying to clout chase or whatever it is. It's nothing to do with that. I could see that the inspiration of just being around next man and the stuff I'm seeing him get into, and it's something he's doing what I am. Do you know what I mean? When I'm seeing my personality shining and someone else is using it and doing it and it's going great, well, why not get involved? Before you know it, I was shut off. I was put aside, I'm going away doing it was just bare things happening. Yeah. But I just don't respect the fact that, like, ever since we've come back from Thailand, you ain't said nothing.
Young Philly's ex-best friend has reacted to the news of him being arrested. Okay, so this is LV General, and he used to make a lot of content with Young Philly. They kind of rose to fame together, collaborating on YouTube videos. And upon hearing about Philly's arrest in Australia, LV posted this to his Instagram story. He said, "Everyone please stop messaging me about what's happened to Young Philly. He's a grown man and he has to take responsibility for his own actions. I'll be praying for man because Australian prison ain't a joke. They're snakes and spiders and shit. I just hope this don't backfire on his family." family. He also added the song That's Life by Frank Sinatra onto the story. And this statement kind of reads like he's not surprised. And I mean, maybe he isn't, but LV has commented before on different podcasts about how him and young Philly fell out. He has said before that Philly wants to be around people that are doing big things, and if you're not doing that, you're not going to hear from him. He's also accused Philly of ripping off his personality and style and running with that as his own, kind of implying that that's the reason Philly has been successful. LV said that that pissed him off, and then him and Philly were just going in different directions. Perhaps the reason his statement feels one-sided is because they weren't actually friends, and perhaps he is still holding a bit of resentment towards Philly. So far, no one else has spoken out on his arrest.
Now, whether that's true or not, it shows how easy it is for influencers to craft fake personas. Everything you see online can be manufactured, so stop putting them on a pedestal. Just because they seem cool or relatable doesn't mean they're not capable of wrongdoing. Treat them like human beings, good or bad. They're not gods. Look, I'm not here to say Philly is guilty, but I'm here to say stop acting like he's some untouchable angel just because he makes you laugh on YouTube. Social media personalities are performers. Everything you see is curated. Heck, I could be a freaking serial killer or an organ investor, and y'all would never know I'm not. But until we have all the facts, the best thing to do is to keep an open mind. Don't defend someone blindly, and don't attack the accuser without evidence either. Let's stop putting these influencers on a pedestal and start treating them like the human that they are, which is flawed and capable of making mistakes just like the rest of us. Let me know what you think.